lock their capital in the liquidity pool, as we said we would. As I've been saying since every AMA, I've had a lot of people ask me about this, saying if the price is listing low, how can we be ensured that the bots won't come in and buy it all up at the low price? So we took many steps, and we went above and beyond to ensure that no one has to worry about bots coming in and buying up the supply at a low price. Right now, we're in the process of going through these transactions, blacklisting who needs to be blacklisted, which essentially just locks those tokens in their wallet. They can never be moved, which means that capital is locked in the liquidity pool. So now, it's pretty cool because we just not only did we wreck botters and scammers, we also just decentralized and locked the liquidity. So, killing multiple birds with one stone there. And on top of this, I want everybody to realize that we haven't added all of the liquidity yet. So we added a portion of the liquidity, but we still have millions of dollars worth of capital to add to the liquidity pool. And we're going to add it to the liquidity pool by buying those dog and pig tokens directly off the market and sending it to a burn address. That's going to appreciate the price of the dog and pigs, and since we're burning the dog and pigs that we're buying, we're locking that capital in as well. So further decentralizing and locking capital in the liquidity pool while appreciating the price of dog and pigs. Now, when we unpause, we're going to also open up the redeeming contract, which will allow those who got into the pre-sale to redeem their tokens, and we will open up the pig pen to staking. This will allow people who buy dog and pigs when we unpause, and people that have their dog and pigs from the pre-sale to stake their pigs in the pig pen. It's important that you do this right away because very shortly, about 5 minutes after we open the pig pen, we're going to open up all the other pools and farms. And when people deposit into these other pools and farms, they're going to generate BUSD dividends that will be paid to the pig pen. So you saw what happened with the Manor Farm. We had hundreds of millions of dollars get sent into these farms and pools. The difference with this is when these hundreds of millions of dollars get sent to the farms and pools, 4 to 6% of all of it gets turned into BUSD and sent to the pig pen owners, where 30% will become immediately available to claim. So when we unpause this, you're going to want to buy your dog and pigs, and you're going to want to claim your dog and pigs, and you're going to want to immediately put the pigs in the pig pen, because you're going to have a very short window where you can get in there before the farms, all the farms are open. Now, when we open up all the farms and pools, people can then stake their dog BUSD, dog BNB, drip BUSD, all the single assets, all the non-core pairs, and start referring people and really start, taking advantage of the platform to its fullest extent. When this is open, when all the farms and pools are open, we're going to start a 30-minute timer. When this timer hits 0, we're going to start the emissions. As people can see, if you go to the Animal Farm site, we made it very easy to see what the dynamic supply control algorithm is doing. So you can see, let me pull it up here. You can see that we have various settings that are, let me just pull it up. For example, maximal. And maximal means that we're emitting at 25% over this peg. Pegged, which is the rate that we have shown to be sustainable. And it has proven to be an emission rate that is very attractive for farmers and stakers to get in. But it still allows for price appreciation in projects that don't have anything close to the mechanics that we have. So we know that we're going to outperform that even at the maximal rate. But at pigs, at pegs, when the emission rate goes to the pegged rate, which is 25% below maximal, it's going to restrict the supply and now allow for the current demand to cause price appreciation. Now, if we were to go, if the demand was to wane below that, we would go to restricted. Restricted is 25% below the peg. And at this point, the supply is restricted to such a degree, it begins to be a deflationary asset. And that's when the tokens are being removed from circulation at a greater rate than they're being emitted. And then the final emission setting is deflationary. And this is when it becomes a highly deflationary asset. Now, I don't expect us to make any move away from maximal anytime soon, because it only makes this move down from maximal if it does a 25% or more correction, and it has to make this correction for a period of time as well. So it's not going to, be constantly switching back and forth and back and forth. So this is a very cool way that you can see what the current emission rates are. And you can know that when it's at maximal, it's a great time to be in the farm. The token's performing better than ever. And there's really like insane demand for the assets. If you see it drop down to pegged or restricted, you know that the supply is about to be restricted and it's about to become deflationary. So that's the perfect time for you to buy back in or buy the dip or, start accumulating back up your position. And when people do this, the demand increases for it, and it allows for the current demand of those tokens to now cause price appreciation, because only two mechanics go into setting price, and that's supply and demand. If you restrict supply and the demand remains the same, you now have price appreciation, by definition. This price appreciation now allows the dynamic supply control algorithm to realize there's more demand, and it will bump us up to the next peg, right, to the next emission rate. Now, you guys see that the dogs BUSD pool has a 15x multiplier. This is the highest payout, and it's paying out in pigs. Dogs wrapped BNB has a 12x multiplier, so it's slightly less than dogs BUSD. Both of these have no deposit fee at all, and we have a very innovative and unique tax protocol on the dog and pig tokens, which are not blind to who you're sending to. Typical tax protocols, they do not know who you're sending to. They just look at who's sending it. If that person that's sending it isn't whitelisted, tax them. What our tax protocol does is it looks at who is this person sending to. If they're sending to a whitelisted address, then don't tax them. So we were able to whitelist our deployer contracts and whitelist the farms and pools and the pre-sale claiming. So this way, there was no tax when we added liquidity. There's no tax on getting into the farms or pools. There's no tax on claiming your pre-sale tokens. And in pigs, there's no tax on anything except for selling. When we open this back up and people start trading their dog and pig tokens, the dog token has a mechanism which is going to be constantly sending BUSD to the pig pen. It's sending it to the vault, which pays out 3% of its balance a day to the pig pen. It's also collecting BUSD, 25% of all the deposit fees, and then it's pairing 3% of every dog transaction with this BUSD. And if there's more dogs, if there's more BUSD in this pool relative to the amount of dogs at the given BUSD rate, that BUSD will then buy additional dogs from the market so it can pair 1-to-1. And this means that not only is it going to be constantly adding decentralized lock liquidity, it's doing it in a way that is constantly buying dogs from the market from a share of all of the deposit fees. So it's a built-in buyback protocol that is also removing tokens from circulation and locking them up. Now, if someone goes to sell dogs, they're going to pay an additional 3% tax, which sends it to a burn address. Same burn address that pigs go to if you go to sell pigs. We have millions of dollars right now in BUSD that we have put aside. 60% of it is going to go into the vault that pays out the 3% of its balance strip to pig stakers in the pig pen, the BUSD dividends. The other 40% we're going to use to buy the dog and pig tokens off the market, appreciating the price to now capture and accumulate the value of the dog and pig tokens. So not only will it be appreciating from individual buyers buying when we unpause, it will also be appreciating through millions of dollars of different cash flows, which are going to buying the dog and pig tokens off the market and appreciating it. If you get into the drip BUSD pool, or a farm, I should say, farm.
Hey Ty,
there's a 1% deposit fee
to that audio you're in.
So it's treated as a core farm, meaning you get pigs out instead of dogs. But there's a 1% deposit fee that is not on the dogs wrap BNB or dogs BUSD. This 1% deposit fee goes to the faucet. The faucet is our native staking protocol for Drip on drip.community.
I'm in Animal
So
Farm.
it goes to making the Drip token more sustainable, allowing for more price appreciation, greater deflationary aspect to the Drip token, and it makes it so there's more locked up rewards to pay out to the Drip stakers in the faucet on drip.community.
Hey, can you mute your mic, Aiden?
Hey, is there 7,900 people in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just Oh, okay, you sent it to him. Okay, good.
You can go to the liquidity tab on the left, hit add dog LP or add pig LP, and this allows you to add liquidity without paying the tax. So that 6% tax on transacting dogs, you can void that by using this specific contract to add liquidity. So, this went amazing. Everything went exactly as designed. As you guys can see, there's a major opportunity for buying when we unpause to get in at a great rate. And, no matter if you haven't got in yet or you got into the pre-sale, you are looking at the price now. You can see that it's an amazing price right now. It's a limited supply. So this price will not be, these tokens will not be at this price for long, right? We're going to see a massive move when we unpause these contracts. So everybody prepare yourself for that. Get your funds ready and, get ready to buy when we unpause this. And not only buy, get ready to stake it in the farms and pools because there's going to be some massive BUSD payouts. And you're going to get the opportunity to be farming dogs as well from the beginning, which then act as your vehicle to grow your share ownership of the platform without adding additional capital to the platform through farming pigs in the core contract, which is dogs BUSD, dogs wrapped BNB, and drip BUSD. So I just want to say congratulations.
Someone just put 600,000 in.
Everybody paying attention. It went extremely smooth. I can also say that we're going to verify the contracts, all of the contracts, very shortly. We kept them unverified just for security, anti-bot measures. We're going to verify the contract. We're going to publish our paladin on it, and some of these mechanics that such as blacklisting, our ability to blacklist, and these kinds of things, we're going to be burning that, which means we're going to be removing our ability to blacklist people. So but we're going to wait till we're past the launch phase and past any opportunities for botters or scammers to get involved. And once we get past this initial launch phase, we will be burning essentially our keys to blacklist. So that's also something that everybody should be extremely confident and excited about. So I'm not gonna get to questions right now because I'm sure people have questions and everything has already been covered. So any questions that you have now have already been gone over in great length. I would say read the white paper, read the different Medium articles and the information on the website, and also watch some of the AMAs I've done. Now, let me just go to the front page of the Animal Farm. Give me 1 second, and then I'm going to read off some of the things here. I'm just making sure that everything is going well with the processing with my team. I know it's going well. What I mean by is it going well? I mean, is it almost done essentially? Okay, so you go to the front page. It says the Animal Farm. The Animal Farm is the first deflationary, fully decentralized ownership yield farm lending protocol where participants earn as an owner of the network. The super wealthy do not build and protect their wealth through selling their assets. They accumulate and then leverage their assets while living off the dividends. The Animal Farm captures this financial power and puts it in the hands of the platform participants. This is the first time that this kind of financial power and this kind of product has ever been made available to the public, period, whether that's in DeFi or traditional markets. It's extremely, extremely powerful. This ability to generate wealth by being a participant in the platform, leveraging this wealth as it accumulates, and then living off the dividends that you experience as the platform grows. Extremely powerful. It's not available anywhere else until now. So congratulations. All right. Now I'm going to read some of these bullet points. Accumulate your share of the network by farming pig governance tokens while leveraging your collateralized assets through our substrata lending protocol to collect a high yield BUSD dividend without ever selling your underlying assets. What this means is accumulate your share ownership of the network by farming pig governance tokens. You do this in the core farms and pools. Dog BNB, Dog BUSD, Drip BUSD, and the Dog single asset staking pool. You will notice that the Dog single asset staking pool has a 3x multiplier, with the Dog BUSD farm has a 15x multiplier. This means that if you get in as a liquidity provider in the Dog BUSD farm, you're going to get up to 5 times more pigs for your capital. The reason for this is because there's significantly more benefit to the platform from those that get in as a liquidity provider. So they are duly rewarded for this. Now, while leveraging your collateralized assets through our substrata lending protocol, this means that your collateralized assets, this is all of the liquidity pool tokens that you have staked in the platform. They are then lended to PancakeSwap to earn additional yield by leveraging this capital on our substrata lending protocol. This means a contract that is running on the back end, still fully open source, still fully on chain, but it's just operating on the back end, handling the rehypothecation and handling, claiming the cake that's generated through this, selling that cake for dog and pigs, locking up the dog and pigs. All these other transactions are being handled by our substrata contract. This capital that you're leveraging through the lending protocol is generating BUSD, which then gets paid out to you as an owner dependent on your share of the platform. And as the platform grows, and as you accumulate your share ownership of the platform through farming pigs with the core contracts, you receive a higher BUSD dividend. So you're rewarded as the platform grows, as a share owner, just as it should be. As the platform that you own grows, so does your dividend. Now, deposit fees and taxes go to pig stakers as BUSD rewards. 4 to 6% of all deposit fees are collected. 75% of this is paid out to pig stakers. The other 25% goes to buying back dogs off the market and locking liquidity in dogs. The 75% that goes to the pig pen stakers gets split up. 30% of it becomes immediately available to claim. 70% goes into a vault which strips out 3% of its balance a day to those in the pig pen. So this is time-weighted rewards, which means the longer you stay an owner of the platform, the larger the BUSD rewards you will get as they accumulate. Now, all taxes associated with core tokens go towards rewarding platform participants, both through buyback protocols, the locking of liquidity, and generating BUSD rewards. All right. Now, dynamic emission rates based on current demand, allowing for price appreciation of dogs and pigs in all market conditions. Now, if you look at the left, you will see emission rate versus price. At the top is the emission rate, and you'll see it's broken up into quadrants: 25, 50, 75, 100. And based on what the current demand for the token is, it will determine where in this quadrant the dynamic supply control algorithm has set the emission rate. When the demand is at all-time high, it's at 100, which is 25% over our peg. And if we have corrections in the price, it will reduce this emission rate, restricting supply, allowing the dog and pigs to become deflationary assets. And when you determine price, you're looking at two mechanics: supply and demand. When you restrict the supply, you allow for the demand to cause price appreciation. When this price is appreciated, it will then up the dynamic emission rate to the next quadrant and eventually be back to peg or 25% over peg. It will always be within a range of 25 to 100%. It can never drop below 25% because we wanted to ensure that no matter what, it's always more beneficial to be a farmer or staker than it is to be a holder or a trader. But it never goes over 100% because we don't want the emission rate to be so great that it causes price depreciation because the supply is growing out of control. So we really picked a sweet spot through a very long case study to determine what our peg should be. And at max, we go 25% over the peg. And at minimum, we go 50% under the peg. Full governance protocol giving pig stakers a vote in future opportunities. This is our system that allows pig stakers to vote on proposals. Proposals can be put forward by anyone, and they can be voted on in the Telegram group. When certain proposals have shown to be popular, they then go in front of the development team, where we look and see, does this make sense? Is the logic and game theory behind this sound? Is it even possible? Would it be secure? Would it reward current holders, but also incentivize new capital? And if it checks all these boxes, we then put it in front of the pig stakers for one final proposal vote, where what determines your voting power is what share ownership of the network you own. The same as a board. So when you have a board, essentially a boardroom, the board has certain voting rights depending on how many shares they hold. It's taking this exact model and making it DeFi. Taking that centralized power structure and decentralizing it to the participants of the platform. And then finally, well, actually not finally, there's a couple more things, but collateral staked on the platform is rehypothecated to PancakeSwap lending protocol to earn additional yield, which goes towards buying dog and pigs directly from the market and sending them to a burn address. Again, another major cash flow that is going to be taking 30 to 40% of hundreds of millions of dollars and utilizing that capital directly to buy dog and pigs from the market and sending them out of circulation, locking in that capital, locking in that liquidity, and appreciating the price of dog and pigs. Millions in BUSD rewards already in the vault, ready to pay out the high-yield BUSD dividend and buy the dog and pigs directly off the market, removing them from circulation. We have about $5.5–6 million right now. 40% of that is going to go directly to buying the dog and pigs off the market. This is the additional liquidity that we haven't added to the liquidity pool yet, because we didn't want to add it at listing and start with a bloated market cap. We would rather add it in a way that causes price appreciation, as opposed to inhibiting the ability for price appreciation that comes with starting with a bloated market cap. So we are handling this in a way that will cause the most possible price appreciation and the best price performance like you've never seen before. And then lastly, from the developers of Drip, the fastest growing protocol, or the fastest growing and highest ranked DeFi protocol on BSC. So you can look at any of our metrics, and we are currently the fastest growing protocol on BSC. Drip is. And this is over time. If you look at our weekly and our monthly metrics, we are growing at a greater rate than any other project in BSC when you look at our current holders and our current participants relative to the amount of new participants we're adding. And highest ranked DeFi protocol at BSC, I'm taking a little bit of liberty there because I believe it is the highest ranked. If you go to DApp Radar, you'll see we're under PancakeSwap, but PancakeSwap is number one kind of by default because it has its bloated TVL and everybody uses it. So it's kind of bloated there. So I'm kind of checking PancakeSwap, off the list. And if so, that makes us the number one DeFi, highest ranked DeFi protocol on DApp Radar, apart from PancakeSwap, of course. And we do have a roadmap that will displace PancakeSwap as well. But these are the core dynamics of the animal farm. There's so much more when you get into the details. You can go and create your referral address. This is as simple as it was in the Manor farm. So in the manor farm, let me just not even say the manor farm. With the animal farm, because there's no, there's plenty of people that here that weren't in the manor farm, so it's better that I don't refer to it and I just start kind of from scratch. So the way that you create your referral address in the animal farm is you connect your wallet, you go to the referral tab on the left, and then you can click a link, and that link's going to copy your referral address. You can then share that with people, and when you do, those people now pay out a 3% commission on everything that they've harvested and compounded into the system. So it ensures that it's not exploitable and it's not you can't self-refer to leak from the system, and that the rewards that are paid out are based on capital that has been put to work in the system and have given value to the system as a whole. One other mechanic that I would like to speak to is that 10% of all the profit that we generate through the collateral rehypothecation on PancakeSwap is put into a wallet that is then used to subsidize gas prices. So there are all these extra transactions that are going on in the back end, right? The additional rehypothecation, the swaps for BUSD, the deposit fees, sending to the pig pen, sending to the vault. All these additional transactions that are happening take gas. Of course, Binance Smart Chain gas prices are relatively low. So even a high gas price on Binance Smart Chain might be $3, might be $5 per transaction. But we wanted to ensure that we have extremely low gas prices. So the way we do that is we take 10% of all the cake that is generated from the collateral rehypothecation, swap it for BNB, and then it's sent to the contract and used to pay the gas for these additional transactions that are going on in the back end. This means that the user of the platform doesn't have to pay that gas. So we are keeping the gas prices low, and we're ensuring the sustainability because it doesn't require the developers or the users or any individual to pay this gas fees. The system itself ensures that it's paying for the gas. So it's extremely decentralized in that sense, where it sustains its own it sustains itself by the yield it generates on the back end and uses that to subsidize the gas prices, to keep gas flow on the platform. This is another major innovation. So we have handfuls of innovation on this protocol and on this platform that are not available in any yield farm staking protocol. And this is why our team and the community are so confident that we have by far the best yield farm lending protocol in crypto. And it's only a matter of time before our TVL surpasses all of the other yield farms in the space. And there's no other yield farm lending protocol in the space. There's no other yield farm that has decentralized ownership, where the rewards that would be going to the developers are instead going to the participants of the platform. They don't put the staked capital to work by using it as collateral for lending to earn additional yield. They don't have a high yield BUSD dividend that allows you to get paid out in stable coins as the platform grows. So there's so much that we've brought to the space here in these products. There's millions of dollars worth of capital ready to buy these dog and pig tokens, independent of individuals buying. And I can't wait to unpause this and make this go live. So I'm gonna hop off right now. I'm going to set everything up to unpause this, and then we're gonna go right to the process I spoke about. Let me just give a quick breakdown so people aren't confused about the process here. We're going to unpause at the same time that we allow for staking in the pig pen, and we allow for pre-sellers to claim. Those who buy pigs off the market and those who have pigs from the pre-sale can stick them in the pig pen before the other farms and pools go live. That way, when those other farms and pools go live, the BUSD that is generated from them is immediately paid out to those who are in the pig pen. About 5 minutes after this happens, after we unpause and we allow for claiming and we open up the pig pen, we then open up the farms and pools for staking, and then approximately 30 minutes after that, the emissions start. So we have a ton of built-up demand from our manor farm, where we had millions of dollars, about $5-6 million raised, which is sitting right now ready to buy these dog and pig tokens and buybacks off the market, right? That's a ton of liquidity, right? We haven't even added a fraction of the liquidity that we're going to add. We're going to add it, though, in a way that's going to appreciate the price. So congratulations to everybody that's here. I'm about to hop off to prepare us for unpausing. And everybody prepare yourself, right? Get your capital ready and, be ready to buy these beautiful assets when we make it available. So when we unpause, which is going to be happening very shortly after I get off this call. But I'm going to keep the Animal Farm chat muted, and I will be updating just like I updated every step of the way initially. So congratulations, guys. I'm going to hop off right now. When I unpause and we get everything fully up and running, I'm going to start the voice chat again. I'm going to come back in here to congratulate everybody for, exposing yourself to this opportunity and making the most of it. So congratulations, everybody. This went very smooth. I think you all have realized you've made a great decision here. And, we're just getting started, right? So I'll talk to you guys very, very shortly. Be watching the chat. It's going to be muted, but I'm going to be updating